Ticker badge.
Why is it so late today?
3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Hello and welcome to weekend doubles coverage of the Belmont Stakes from Saratoga today. Wow, it's the third round of the Triple Crown. I can't believe we're already to the end of the Triple Crown season. We've got a good one today. A rematch of the top two finishers in the Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty and Journalism are going to be going at it again today. A lot of people think that's a no-brainer exacta. We'll see about that. But yeah, it's a little different today. It's a little different Belmont. It's a mile and a quarter. It's being held at Saratoga while Belmont Park is being rejuvenated. They just harrowed the track, so I think that helps the front runners more than the horses from behind. It had initially been sealed. But yeah, it's a field of 8, a mile and a quarter. Looks like Nick is on his way in here too as well. I'll start to go over the field here while Nick gets set up. Actually, let me get Nick in here. There he is. There he is.
Hey.
Nick is alive in a nice double here. What's that? Is it the Woody Stevens? No.
Yep. So I'm alive
Yeah,
for the
Woody Stevens Belmont double.
Yep, for $50 that you put in for me. And then I'm alive for $50 in the Met Mile to the Belmont double to Rodriguez. So if Rodriguez wins, I'm alive to about $6,000.
Sounds good.
So a horse that has no chance, I'm alive to.
Well, it's always good to have a chance. You got to be in it. So I'm glad that you're in it, and I hope your $50 bet that I put in for you hits. But here's the field.
You and me both.
It is. Here's the field. It's a field of 8. The 1 is Hill Road. Let me see if I can get some odds here too while we're talking. The 1 is Hill Road, currently 13-1. Irad's riding for Chad Brown. This one won the Peter Pan at Saratoga. Kind of the prep for this race. He's a late runner who's going to need to be close. I like this one more in third. I think the fact that they harrowed the track, I think that really hurts the late runners. So for that reason, I don't like Hill Road any better than third. The 2 is Sovereignty. This is the winner of the Kentucky Derby. Junior Alvarado rides for Mott. He won the Derby last time, and his style should get a good setup from Rodriguez. I just don't know how this track, now that it's been harrowed, how it's going to play for these late runners. I think it's a disadvantage. But he has run twice at Saratoga early in his career. There's going to be no excuses for Sovereignty really in this one. It's a smaller field. It shouldn't play too much of a factor. The 3 is Rodriguez. Mike Smith aboard for Bob Baffert. Didn't run in the Derby. Won last time in the Wood. Pretty impressive. And he's almost guaranteed to be the front runner. And I honestly think he could go gate to wire. You feel the same way, right, Nick? Is Nick there?
I do. That was sort of my idea on him, was that I liked Rodriguez to get to wire. Though the one fear I have is the 5, who we're going to get to in a minute, who is a dead send. But if Rodriguez can get the lead, that's what I'm hoping for. Rodriguez in the lead, top of the stretch.
Yeah, I think his chances of winning went up when they harrowed the track here. So we'll see. The 4 is Uncaged. This is one I really liked early in the Derby campaign, but he just never made it. I think he had some injury issues, if I remember correctly. But Saez rides for Pletcher. He was 6th last time in the Peter Pan. No excuses there. He was in perfect spot. I don't see this one any better than 4th. So maybe use them at the bottom of your superfecta if you like them. The 5 is Crudo. Johnny V rides for Pletcher. This one won last time in the Sir Barton. The pace will be much faster with Rodriguez, so I'm not sure if this one can stay up, but it sounds like you had an opinion on this one. Nick? I don't know if Nick's there or not. But anyway, yeah, I don't know that the pace is going to be what Crudo's used to. Rodriguez it's going to set some pretty fast a pretty fast pace. I just don't know if Crudo can stay with them. So I think like Nick just got kicked out here. He comes back. The 6 is Baeza. Let me get Nick back in here.
Yeah,
Nick, I
internet.
just went over. Crudo. You had something to say about Crudo?
Yeah, if you check his last race in the Sir Barton, which was on Pimlico Day, it's the mile and a 16th race before the Preakness. He went gate to wire against a mediocre field, but he sent and he was fast. And so that's my one fear about Rodriguez here is that Crudo and Rodriguez hook up and go a 22-second quarter, a 44-second half, and then they all just kind of fall away, and it sets up for some closing types.
See, my opinion is Crudo isn't fast enough to stay with Rodriguez. And I think he wears himself out trying to stay up with him. I don't think he pushes Rodriguez to a faster pace. I think Rodriguez gets his normal, 46. And I think Crudo's just out of it by the far turn, to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens.
That could, I mean, Mike Smith's a good enough rider that that could be the way that Rodriguez is ridden. I'm just afraid that Rodriguez just goes and we kind of see what happens to some of these Baffords when they go a little bit longer, not really the distance they want. Because I don't think Rodriguez actually wants a mile and a quarter. I think he wants a mile and an eighth. But now they're going a mile and a quarter because they can. So I'm just a little bit afraid that the speed's going to be too much for him. But if he can sit his own little trip and, like you say, go 46, 47 to the half, I'm going to feel like I have a big chance to go at the top of the stretch.
Okay, the 6 is Baeza. Flavian Pratt rides for John Sheriffs. Closed real nice in the Derby to get third. A little green actually, but I like his natural talent. The conditions are a lot like the Derby were that day, so I expect a good run from Baeza. You think this one can pull it off?
I do. That's actually the one that I think is most likely to win this race. Is I think Baeza is the best horse in the race for this race. I don't think he's the best overall, but I think for this race, it's going to sit up perfectly for him where he can sit right off and not be 9-10 off like he was in the Derby. I think if he's off by 2 or 3, the front two kind of burn each other out, and then Baeza just takes over the lead with an 8th pole and just runs away with it. Is kind of the way that I actually think this plays out. I not what I want currently, given what I'm alive to, but I do think I think Baeza is the winner. Is if I'm when I'm bet my win bet here in a minute. I am alive to him and a couple other things, but not nearly as much time to Rodriguez.
Okay, that was the 6 Baeza. 7 is Journalism, and I just think Journalism. Hey, let me turn this volume down.
25 when you sign up at NaraBet.
I think Journalism, after seeing him run in the Preakness, I don't know. I think he might just be unbeatable today. Like I said, I think the track, now that it's been dug up a little bit, I think that favors the ones that are more from the front or mid pack. I think it hurts the ones from the back. And so if I was betting one horse, it would be Journalism, especially after what he did in that Preakness. I mean, being bumped from both sides and
I wouldn't
still
disagree
closing.
with that. Sorry, I thought my
That's okay.
my
Go ahead.
internet's really
Go
bad.
ahead.
My apologies.
That's right.
I do think Journalism is the best horse. I just think that 3 races in 5 weeks, I don't know if he's going to be up for it, especially given how much he had to work in that Preakness race. If he wins this race, he's as good as a Triple Crown winner in my book. I've been against him quite a bit. I mean, we've talked about him for quite a bit with the Santa Anita races. I don't think he wins this race, but there's no reason why he shouldn't win this race. How about that? Other than my opinion.
Well, let's see what he's at. Oh, he's at 2-1 now. He was 3-1 there for a while. At 3-1, I thought that was a great price. 2-1, maybe not, but I still think it's still a pretty good value considering it's an 8-horse field. I'm not betting on him to win, but if I had to pick one, that's probably who it would be. And then to close out the field, the 8 is Heart of Honor. This is the one from the second place horse from the UA Derby. Safi Osborne rides for Jamie Osborne. Made a late run the Preakness. I can't see this one winning, but if there was a super high 5 play in this race, I would put him 5th. There isn't. So I guess if you want, use him in 4th in your supervecta for some value, because you're going to get, let's see, he's 19-1. Not as long as I thought, but that's kind of a long shot play for me. Normally I have a really good long shot play in the Belmont, but because it's not at Belmont Park, because it's not a mile and a half, I don't really have a long shot play in here. I did like Uncaged, but I don't think Uncaged is good enough. So I think for value, probably Rodriguez at 6-1 is the value of play. It's not a long run, and I do believe the track that's now been harrowed is an advantage for the horses up front. So Nick is gone. I think he got dropped from his internet. He is on the road. So let me pull up the track here. See where we're at here. Looks like the horses are making their way to the track. And see if we get a little volume here. Looks like we got I think it's the Frank Sinatra.
I wanna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can't make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New York.
Okay, I thought I'd let that play since it's a. Okay, so Nick's having some internet issues at his event that he's at right now. So if anybody wants to jump in and give me an opinion, I put the link in the chat. Follow the prompts, and I'll get you in here. And we've got about less than 10 minutes, about eight or 9 minutes to post time if you want to give your opinion. Also, if you want to add it in the chat, that's fine too. Let me know who you like here. But yeah, this is one that I'm kind of staying away from as far as betting. I don't think there's enough value in some of these plays. Like I said, I think Journalism is the best horse. I think Journalism and Sovereignty are right there equal, but with the track now being harrowed, I think that's an advantage for Journalism. I think the wild card maybe is probably Rodriguez and Baeza. I think those are probably the two that could win if Sovereignty or Journalism don't win. I don't like Hill Road from the back. I don't think Heart of Honor has enough to win, and I don't think Crudo is fast enough, to be honest with you. I don't think Crudo's going to affect the pace, but we'll see. Nick seemed to like Crudo's ability to change the effect of the pace here by pushing Rodriguez. I think he tries to stay up and just can't. So we'll see. But the horses are making their way to the track. I'm going to go ahead and just let the natural audio play here until we get closer. Like I said, if you want to join in, follow the link, follow the prompts. I'll get a little beep and I'll let you in.
Who won the Kentucky Derby, and Baeza, who a lot of people have jumped on late. But really, the top two have the rematch. One has won the Kentucky Derby, the other the Preakness. This may determine who the 3-year-old horse of the year is.
Oh, yeah, this is for bragging rights. No doubt about it. There's a lot on the line here between these connections.
So as the horses get ready to come out for the post parade, here we go. Leading the way, number 1, Hill Road, who won the Peter Pan Stakes in his last start. He's seeking to emulate Arcangelo, who did the same thing 2 years ago. Jockey Irad Ortiz Jr. looking for his third win in the Belmont. Chad Brown is first.
Yeah, for Hill Road, there's been the addition of blinkers in his last 2 starts. It's made a difference. It's improved him.
Number 2, the Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty, ridden by Junior Alvarado and trained by Hall of Famer Belmont.
Already won the Derby at the 1.25 mile distance. Came back to his home base. Has been training in Saratoga for a month for this. Looks great.
The 3 horse is Rodriguez, named for the late musician Sixto Rodriguez, made famous by the documentary Searching for Sugarman.
He is fast early. He's going to try to take it to this field, run them off their feet, and last all the way, but he will be in front early.
Has not raced in 9 weeks since his victory at the Wood Memorial. Uncaged is number 4, co-owned by Mike Rapoli and the Windstar Farm of Kenny Trout, trained by the Hall of Famer Todd Pletcher, who's looking for his 5th win in the Belmont.
Beaten better than 10 lengths in that Peter Pan by Hill Road. He is going to have to improve dramatically.
Luis Saez looking for his 3rd Belmont in the last 5 years. Pletcher also trains Crudo, the number 5 horse ridden by John Velasquez.
I think Crudo is the key to this race. Not that he can win it, but he also wants to be up front early. If he can't keep up with Rodriguez, and Rodriguez makes an easy lead, the whole race changes.
Number 6 is Baeza, a fast finishing 3rd in the Kentucky Derby for jockey Flavian Pratt and trainer John Sheriffs.
Trying to live up to the legacy of his brothers. Dornock, a Belmont Stakes winner last year, Mage, a Kentucky Derby winner, and a horse that's steadily improving, still a bit green, but a lot of ability.
And the favorite, number 7, Journalism, 2nd in the Derby, winner of the Preakness, the only horse to run all 3 legs of the Triple Crown.
Man, he looks the part, and you know he knows he's the man.
Finally, the number 8 horse, Heart of Honor, the British colt who goes for the father-daughter team of Jamie and Safi Osborne. Safi is the jockey. The horse was 5th in the Preakness 3 weeks ago in his American debut.
He's also going to have to improve a great deal from that Preakness effort. We got to keep an eye on him. You see he's being walked to the gate, not with a pony, but with a person, because he is a horse that has a propensity to act up around the starting gate.
But in fairness, that's how they do it in Europe.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't go with ponies, they go with people.
All right, when we return, nothing left but to run the Belmont Stakes for the 157th time. Nowhere else can you see it except right here.
Okay, well, there's the field. The track looks pretty good, actually. And we'll see if Rodriguez gets the lead that he needs. I think Nick's going to stay out. His internet is just not stable today. But, yeah, I'd like to hear who you like in the chat. I know a lot of you like Junior Alvarado. He's been fantastic on Sovereignty. I've noticed the microphone at Saratoga has been live, so we may hear Frank Miramotti
Sovereignty.
say a few things he doesn't know is being broadcast here. It's been kind of a live mic. And just so you know, there are quite a few specials if you're wagering. There's a money back special on Twin Spires. There's a win boost bonus on Naira Bets. That's a 50% win boost bonus of 50% up to like $25, I think it is. There's also a 15% win boost bonus on Caesars Racebook website. FanDuel has a $20 no sweat win bet. So if you put a win bet up to $20 on a horse and the horse doesn't win, you get the $20 back in the form of a credit. And I believe it's good for 9 days. So yeah, if you're not familiar with the online wagering, there's some really good opportunities, and there's always really good promotions to take advantage of to protect your bankroll. So I would look into them. Usually around the big Triple Crown races, the Breeders' Cup, they offer a little bit better promotions. But yeah, I'm taking advantage of some of those, especially I did the $20 no sweat bet with Journalism to see if I could make $40 off of this, and if he doesn't win, I get my money back. So that was, I'm really playing it safe. Like I said, I'm not crazy about this field, and the fact that it's at Saratoga at 1.25 miles. I like longer shots at Belmont, at the Belmont track with 1.5 miles. I'm really good at picking long shots there. I had Gosker in the Preakness, and I didn't think he could win, but he almost pulled it off. But looks like some people like Journalism.
The horses are approaching the
Juan
starting gate.
likes Sovereignty.
Less than a minute.
And it looks like the horses
To
are
the
moving
Belmont
towards the
Stakes.
gate, so we're probably about a 1.5 minutes away from the start of the race. So thanks again for tuning in. Just so you know, weekend double team of Gerald and Nick. We're usually on for bigger races throughout the year, and we try and do all of the Kentucky Derby prep races, and the Derby prep races, I believe, start at the end of September. So we'll be back on there checking it out, get an early jump on it, and then we also cover a little bit of the future pools, the Kentucky Derby future pools. There's 6 Kentucky Derby future pools that we like to try to take advantage of, so that on Derby Day we have some coverage. In fact, most of my wagering is done through future pools, and I have very little done live on Derby Day. So it's a great way to get some great value if you can get lucky. I mean, it's hard, but you take some shots and just don't get too crazy and hope that they come through. So I see a lot of you are going with Sovereignty. I think Junior Alvarado has a lot to do with that, but as they get closer to the gate here, I'll cut myself off and we'll go live on the screen here. Good luck if you're wagering. The only bet I just put in, other than my safe bets, is that West Coast trifecta. I'm hoping for Rodriguez to win on top. Rodriguez Baeza over Journalism. I'm doing a West Coast trifecta box. I think you have to leave either Sovereignty or Journalism out to get some value. So, and an exacta, actually the exacta was playing pretty good. If I remember correctly, the exacta Journalism and Sovereignty was paying about 8-1. It was paying $16 for $2 bet. That's not bad, actually, if you like those two. I just think one is going to fire and one is not. Dave's got the 7-2-5 with 2-5. Dave, my opinion is I don't think Crudo can stay up with Rodriguez, but we'll see. You could be completely right here. All right, we should be ready to go here in about a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and kill my video and audio. Good luck if you're wagering. And thanks again to the 2,500 people that are watching. I appreciate it. It helps support the channel. I don't ask anybody to subscribe or like. It's just not my thing. I'm not in it to make money or anything. But if you decide to do it, I totally appreciate it. So I'm just here making the video available for people that want to chime in on the chat or live, or maybe they don't get the channel that it's on wherever, they may be in different parts of the world. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. From me and Nick, thank you. And they're going in, so I'll cut it loose here.
It's post time for
Good
the
luck.
Belmont Stakes at Saratoga. Uncaged walking up to the gate. Long shot, Heart of Honor to the outside. Goes in smoothly. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Belmont Stakes. And as expected, Rodriguez bounces out very quickly. Uncaged has plenty of early interest, as does Crudo, who sprints up alongside Rodriguez. Journalism secures the fourth spot. Baeza's a little bit keen. He is in between horses and 4 lengths off the lead. Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty cruises up along the inside and is suddenly sharing the second position. Hill Road is second to last, and Heart of Honor is at the back of the field. 7 lengths covers them through an opening quarter that went in 23 3 2/5 seconds. And so the lead belongs to Rodriguez, who's in front by a half length. Crudo alongside second. Sovereignty galloping strongly right next to his rival, Journalism. Journalism puts his head into third. Does that Preakness winner. A length and a half behind them comes Uncaged. Baeza is 5 or 6 lengths off the lead. Hill Road and Heart of Honor. They're heading toward the half-mile pole. Hall of Famer Mike Smith and Rodriguez carved out that half in 47 3/5 seconds. Crudo a length and a half behind him in second. Journalism in the clear, getting a good trip. Uncaged at the rails. Sovereignty in between those two is fifth now and 4 lengths off the lead. Baeza has asked for a bit.
Oh, come on.
We're just trying to match strides with him. Heart of Honor has dropped out. 3/4 in 1:12 and 1. Journalism makes a decisive move with 1/4 mile to go, and he takes command of the Belmont Stakes. Sovereignty angles out to try and run him down. It's a rematch of the Kentucky Derby as they come to the 8th bull, and here comes Sovereignty. Sovereignty goes right by Journalism once again, leaving absolutely no doubt who the best 3-year-old in the world is. Sovereignty and Junior Alvarado in the Belmont Stakes. Journalism was second. Baeza finished third.
Wow. It's basically a rematch of the Derby. And I apologize for the stream problem there, but I have no control over that.
Number 2, Sovereignty was first, 7 Journalism second, 6 Baeza third, and 3 Rodriguez finished fourth.
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like we know who is the best 3-year-old. Sovereignty puts his foot down, and I mean that looked very much like the Kentucky Derby. It's the same exact order: Sovereignty, Journalism over Baeza. It's the same try. Rodriguez closed out the Super in 4th. Sovereignty was much closer than I expected him to be. I mean, he was just off the lead. And then I lost track. I didn't see when he made the move outside, but clearly the best 3-year-old, Sovereignty, and clearly Journalism is the second best 3-year-old. I'm hoping we get some audio from the track here. Sometimes they cut it, or sometimes they enter it late. Here, let's see what happens.
And I just witnessed a really cool exchange with you and jockey Umberto Rispoli, both of you giving each other's horses all the love.
Absolutely. It's about, horse racing. That's what it is about. It's about 2 great horses. They're matching, that horse run today. Amazing again for coming back, like after Preakness, and then today, he fought very hard. It didn't make it any easy for my horse. I just think today he was great today.
He reigned supreme, and this year, your first Kentucky Derby, and now your first Belmont.
Yes, Maggie. I mean, it sounds surreal, to be honest. I never, there was a point in my career, I think probably 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago, I kind of see everything fading away, to be honest, and here I am. It's unbelievable. God is amazing, and he told me to keep going, put me in this spot. My family always big rock, big supporter, helped me through tough moments in my life.
Also, a guy named Bill Mott did too.
Absolutely, Mr. Mott. Yeah, my Daddy Mott. Call him Daddy Mott now. And yeah, I mean, he's. What else I can say about Mr. Mott? Hall of Famer. He bring this guy. Me, I'm just a passenger today. Thank you.
Well done, you. Congratulations. And Kurt, sovereignty reigns supreme.
Okay, there you have it. Sovereignty, the winner of the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes, stamps his foot on the Kentucky Derby or the Triple Crown series here. Will definitely be the 3-year-old of the year. Let's listen to Miramotti. He doesn't know his mic's on.
I committed to him immediately before he even got there. I knew it was over. Of course. No, once his nostrils flared and he came to journalism, I knew it was all over. I mean, he came with a ferocious kick. That was unbelievable. That was I mean, he inhaled him like he was standing still. Thank you, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, I meant to apologize for trying to shake your hand yesterday. I know you're a fist bumper like me. I broke the rule. I broke my own rule. Sorry, sir. Love you guys. Bye.
All right, we're getting a little behind the scenes from Frank Miramotti. He doesn't realize this mic is live. It's kind of been like that all day.
Be careful. It's going out to the OTVs. It's going to the OTVs. It's not. It's going out to the ABWs. I'm getting 20,000 messages that the bike is hot.
It's been hot all day today. So at least they're getting the message now. But it's kind of nice to hear kind of what he has to say in between the calls. We'll let it go here.
That was unbelievable when that horse kicked in. I mean, it looked like journalism was gone, you know? That was an unbelievable race. All right, we're going to the winner's circle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sovereignty to the Belmont Stakes winner's circle, a 3-year-old bay colt by Into Mischief out of Crown, owned by Godolphin Stable, trained by Hall of Famer Belmont, and another picture-perfect ride from Junior Alvarado. Sovereignty was bred in Kentucky by Godolphin.
Somebody was asking what the try paid. The 50-cent try paid not $6.90 for 50 cents, so about $13.80 for $1. This is one of the reasons why I didn't play this this race. There was no value for me in it. The 10-cent super paid $4.05. The 50-cent try paid $6.90, and the $2 exacta paid $13.20. I'll leave it here for a few minutes before I sign off. The mic is still live in Frank Miramotti's office up there, or press box, I guess you could say. But again, yeah, we do show most of the big stake races here on Weekend Double. we were on another platform, but we moved over from StreamYard to go straight to YouTube, and it just seems to go a lot better. And we're not experts, you know, we're novices here, but I'll be honest with you. We pick just as many winners as the network guys do. I mean,
For the Belmont Stakes, the 157th running of the Belmont Stakes, presented by Naira Bets.
Sovereignty won this, Cheryl.
The New York Racing Association is honored to welcome New York Governor Kathy Hochul. We also have the New York Racing Association Chairman of the Board, Mark Holliday, and President and Chief Executive Officer Dave O'Rourke to make the trophy presentation to Godolphin Stable, Belmont, and Junior Alvarado.
Races this season. Time now for a replay of the race brought to you by Valvoline.
Oh, Maura, thank you for that comment. You know, I was wondering if people were going to have trouble finding this broadcast because it was on Fox Sports 1, and regular Fox locally here, but it wasn't on NBC where people are expecting to see it. So the other advantage to watching it here on our page is it is almost in real time. It is within 3 or 4 or 5 seconds of the actual live situation. So if you're betting, that's a big advantage because sometimes people bet and they take it right down to the very start of the race. And this is your best chance of getting your bet in if you're watching it here because we are sometimes within a second or two. Today I tested
Very
it.
happy group right now. That is for sure. I'm alongside NYRA Chairman Mark Holliday and New York Governor Kathy Hochul to present the 157th Belmont Stakes Trophy.
And on behalf of the great state of New York, I'm so proud to present the August Belmont Trophy to the connections of
Marilyn, this stream, you can replay this stream and watch the race. As soon as we stop it, after about 5 minutes, it will be available on to rewatch it. It'll be on YouTube, so you can watch it there, Marilyn.
Michael Banahan representing Godolphin. You pass it around, that is very heavy. I want to start with you, Michael. The first horse ever to win the Derby, skip the Preakness, and then win the Belmont. How do you feel?
Absolutely wonderful. It's the most fantastic feeling in the world. And the horse was trained to the minute by Bill and his team to come here off a 5-week rest. We knew he was a very good horse going into the Kentucky Derby, and he showed it that day. And to come back here again and beat a really, really good horse like Journalism today, running 1-2 again like they did in the Derby, it was a fantastic result for us here.
Do you want to continue holding that? You earned it here, Bill. You can go ahead and pass that off. Real quick, we heard you. We heard your interview with Tom. How would you describe your emotion right now?
Well, just it's almost, I don't know, I'm on a cloud. I'm on a cloud. I feel great. I mean, it's great being here. I'm glad the rain stopped. I'm glad we had a cleanly run race. The horse proved himself, and I think, you know, the form held up. The first 3 finishers in the Derby were 1, 2, 3 today, and I think it just was a great race.
What was the first thing you said to your horse when you got to say congratulations?
Well, I said thanks to Junior first, and I think the horse heard me as well. So
Junior, congratulations on an incredible race, winning 2 of the 3 Triple Crown legs. You guys have a lot to celebrate. I'll let you get to it, and with that, we'll send it back over to Kurt.
All right, owner Godolphin.
Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm going to close it out here. Again, thank you for joining us, Nick. Thank you, Deb. Nick is in an event and his Wi-Fi wasn't very strong, so we didn't get much opinions from Nick today, but we had to do it. This is the third race of the Triple Crown, and I always appreciate all the viewers here. It looks like there's a lot from the Latin American countries. I really appreciate that. I know sometimes you don't have the same coverage down there, so I'm kind of glad that your guy Sovereignty and Junior Alvarado won today. It's nice to make some people happy there. So I'll cut it out here. Stay tuned. We'll probably have a race or two in a couple of weeks. We're going to kind of take a breather. It's been a long Derby campaign with all the Derby preps. But yeah, the Derby prep season is just around the corner for next year. We'll start watching Derby preps at the end of September, I believe. I can't think of which one it is, but there's some at Churchill that start off the 2026 Derby campaign. And then the first future pool will be just before Breeders' Cup, followed by second future pool, Derby future pool, Thanksgiving weekend. And then 4, 5, and 6 will be, I believe it's January, February, March, and April. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Order of finish was Sovereignty over Journalism, over Baeza, over Rodriguez. George, I asked that. It was a carbon copy trifecta from the Kentucky Derby, and Sovereignty was really good today. So thanks again for watching, and we will catch you on the next stream. Thank you, everyone.